5. It is first lesson of week 5. As previously mentioned, and it is in documents class plan, you will have quiz on Friday. It is during lesson. It is half an hour, 20 minutes, 20 questions, and it is half an hour long. 20 questions in total, including MCQ, true, false, so you don't need to type code. Format of theoretical part of the midterm is the same. It is different questions, but idea is the same. You have 20 questions, half an hour to do it. All questions are mixed true or false in MCQ. Questions are based on slides posted up to the lesson, but not including the lesson. In the next lesson, I will talk about cookies and session, and I will post some slides, but they will not be on the quiz tomorrow. And those slides will be inside of bigger portion, like midterm quiz, mixed with previous content. And so quiz 1, it's a so far I posted 5 sets of slides, and it appears like enough for quiz. So let me explicitly say which one. In week 1, it was Java language review and Java naming conventions. So 2 from week 1. In week 2, web programming with Java, this, it is 3. In week 3, I didn't post any slides. In week 4, I posted 2 sets of slides using Spring Boot with time leaf 1 and using Spring Boot with time leaf 2. So altogether we had 5 sets of slides. So your quiz will be based on these 5 sets of slides, and midterm will have more slides you will have more slides by the midterm. So this is about theoretical part. A practical part, you will have about 1 hour to do it, but once you finish quiz, you can start doing it immediately. It's up to you. You can take break. Assuming that quiz will take half an hour, probably it will take less, but the length is half an hour, so it is half an hour. Plus, practical part of the midterm is due 15 minutes before end of the lesson. It's not due when a lesson ends. It's 15 minutes before lesson ends. You have about 1 hour, 15 minutes, plus you need a break. So altogether, it is exactly close to 1 hour to do practical part of midterm. So it is important to understand how to do these kind of problems before you come to quiz, before you come to midterm, because you won't have enough time to figure out how to do it if you just didn't do it before. Plus, it's important to practice. You do have some programs that are doing somewhat similar, but they're bigger, but the part of it is there. So let's see what. But it's important to practice, because if you didn't practice, it's hard to do it in 1 hour, because it's not about just writing code or copy pasting something like from student data 1 or kitty message and editing it. And you need to make it work. And this takes debugging. So practical part is due 15 minutes before end of the class. What I posted, these samples, it is literally how it was a year ago. So it's not the sample midterm from previous year, it is actual midterm from previous year. So this is how it was a year ago, and it's about the same difficulty, about the same theoretical content for you. So the same rules apply. Penalty starts 15 minutes before end and increments 10% 5 minutes. The reason is that if there is no penalty, many students tend to submit it within last 3 minutes, and they rush and eventually submit something wrong or didn't manage to zip it and upload it by the time. And I don't want this issue. For this reason, there is a zip is due 15 minutes before end of the class, and after this penalty starts. So this is strategic. Otherwise, significant number of students try to submit at last moment and they fail because Dropbox is closed. A warning to those who try to submit at last moment that after Dropbox is closing, it won't be reopened, and this is zero. This happens on a regular basis. Some students fail to submit at last moment, try to submit at last moment but fail. They will get zero, they appeal, and appeal doesn't go through. So please be warned that if you don't submit in time, Dropbox is closed. Of course, you can try to appeal, but it never happened that appeal actually went through, because it did happen several times already. So only as assignment, you can submit your program as many times as you want. New submission will just override previous submission, so I cannot grade your previous submission. I will grade only what is submitted last one. It's important to use Git because this way you can actually show that it's your work. Submit every 15 minutes or more often. If it is about 15 minutes and you didn't produce anything like extra, just submit something and call it next step, whatever, step 2. Okay. And so this way you can prove that it's your work if any doubt happens. Git, use it locally, but if you want to use it on the server, fine. But make sure that Git repository is private, so other students cannot copy what you submit to Git repository. I strongly require to use your login name as part of the package name like this. It's login name. And this is in hope to reduce cheating. Because students who cheat, they are usually not brilliant students. And many of them just simply don't know how to change it. So, and I did have cases when students submitted with login name of another student in it. And obviously I had to report it as cheating. What else could I do? If students submitted own work with login name of another student in it. Our project must be created from scratch because I want you to know how to create it from scratch. You can copy-paste code from projects posted on Slate or your own previously created projects. You can copy-paste code from your own assignments or your own solutions of assignments, but you cannot copy-paste code from somebody else's solution of an assignment if it was previously shared, like assignment 1. If somebody shared this with you after you already submitted, like be sharing before you submit work, it's definitely cheating. But if like several days after everyone submits, you cannot copy from there. You cannot copy from there because it's likely that the person who did the assignment will copy it from own work. And this way you will copy from the same source and it will look like you copied from each other. And it is indeed copied from each other, right? So for this reason, you can copy-paste from assignments posted on Slate or your own work that you previously did. In both variants, and the same as going to be during your midterm, you need to make project with 2 pages, input and output, with validation of the text inside of first page. In this example, there is a text input and radio buttons and 2 checkboxes. In variant 2, there is a text input, drop-down list, select option, and 2 checkboxes. And what to submit? Essentially, you zip it and upload it as it is. You zip entire folder of your project and upload it to Slate, to the matching Dropbox. So this is about assignment. This is about midterm. Please practice. Today you will have a lot of time to practice. It would be ideal if you do both. If instead of doing sample midterm, you want to work on your assignment, cool, work on your assignment instead, but don't ignore these 2. Because in order to understand how to do it, you need to do it. Because surprising things happen. It looks like, yeah, I look it through, I understand every line, but once you start doing it, some little thing is missed and it doesn't work. But if you did it from scratch, you won't miss that little piece. Okay, so this is about midterm and quiz. In addition, in documents, for the next lesson, next lesson, it says advanced Spring Web. It's again matter of opinion what we call advanced. What is actually meant? It is session and cookies, and a little bit more discussion about dependency injection. So it is section and cookies and a little bit more dependency injection discussion. After that, you have quiz. At the next lesson after that, I have an example that is using Bootstrap with Spring Boot. It is because of your class plan. Originally, class plan contained some GUI library, not GUI, some presentation library, formatting library, that is out of date and no longer use it. So when I started to teach this course, I asked Magdalene, can I just change it to something else, which is at least current, not something which is completely out of use now by the time. And of course, yeah, so it was changed to Bootstrap. This is how we end up with Bootstrap. It was another library, and it was no point of teaching it, so I changed it to Bootstrap. And Spring Security starts after break. So what I'm going to do, instead of having the same example with Bootstrap without Spring Security and Bootstrap with Spring Security, I will combine it together, and security will start here. Okay, so this security will start here. Okay, but it will continue. If there is a time, it may even start at the next lesson, because it's kind of not complicated, but it definitely takes an entire lesson to explain. Maybe, yeah, it will be here, yeah, instead of examples exercise. Your midterm is on second lesson of the week, and first lesson, it is Wednesday for you. It will be a topic. I will start. Oh, no, sorry. Security starts here. This is what I mean. It will just continue here. So I will not start it here. It will start here. And next lesson, it is just cookies and session. So what I'm going to do, instead of having student data 1 converted to Bootstrap and student data 1 with login and password, I will just have one lesson that has Bootstrap and login and password together, instead of having yet another version to iterate. So security will start here. And hopefully it will be finished by midterm. And after midterm, we will talk about REST, advanced data access, and security for RESTful services, and also consuming RESTful services. So it will be more exciting this way. Questions? So what is the plan for today? A plan for today is two things. A primary part, I want you to give you time and be available while you work on sample midterm. And I will be here while you work on it. And you will have slightly, when I finish, it will be an hour and a half till the end, because I'm about to finish. Hour and a half to the end. And I sincerely hope that you will do at least one. Because during the midterm, you will have just only 1 hour. Okay. So, in second of them, it is pick the one of them and do within today. And if for some reason you don't want to do it, you have homework due next Friday. So another thing to do. So this is the plan for today. I'll work on sample midterm. If you have questions, I will be here to answer it in this chat room. If for some reason you don't want to work on sample midterm, work on your assignment. And the same, I will be here to answer your questions. If you have other questions about any theoretical content up to this point, the same, I'll be here to answer it. If you want to share a screen of your work, because something is going on you want to show, open Microsoft Teams. I will keep it open. So you send me message through Teams, and I will ask you to share a screen to show if something goes wrong. Okay. Speaking about midterm, when you do practical part of the midterm, like real one, not rehearsals like today, I'm not answering questions at all. Okay. So I'm not answering any questions at all during midterm work. You are on your own. You need to resolve issues yourself. If something doesn't work, you need to find out why and solve it. Questions? I don't see questions in the chat room, so I will stop recording and I will go to these current questions. And I also keep Microsoft Teams open. So you can contact me either from this current questions chat room or through Microsoft Teams. I will be online till 4 o'clock, till the end of the lesson.